I don't know, this is a question, it might not make sense, but like during those times where you were like, it actually hit you and you were going through that rough patch, did you have like people that helped you get through that rough patch?
Darian.
Really?
Yeah. Darian. And I feel bad because I feel like I'm so hard on myself to the point where like I project that onto other people too.
Mm-hmm.
So like me being hard on myself, and I've said this to you before too, you and your sister, like me being hard on myself, I catch myself doing that with other people too. And it's usually people that are close to me.
Yeah.
That it's like, and I see this a pattern in other people too, where it's like a lot of the times you treat yourself or you treat others the way you treat yourself too. In a way, you kind of project that onto other people sometimes. And I feel like that's where like it hurts me the most, is like seeing how I can be so hard on myself to the point where I'm hard on other people and I see how it impacts them. And I'm like, yo, that's not healthy. And the way my brain thinks is like, if they're reacting the way they're reacting because of my actions, because of how hard I can be on them, it's valid why I feel the way I feel sometimes because of how hard I
You're
am
doing
on
to
myself.
yourself. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Can you relate? Do you feel the same? Like, do you feel like you have certain feelings or certain expectations for yourself that sometimes get projected onto other people?
Oh yeah, a lot. May not, don't know exactly how to like pinpoint, because like for me, I hide that. Like, I don't know if it makes sense, but it's like I hide those feelings where I try not to let other people see them, which is, you can clearly see them though. But I try, I'm really hard to myself that I feel like I'm numb. I've become numb to it. Yeah. And it kind of, it makes me realize how like I've always been so hard on myself, and I don't necessarily have other people telling me things, or um it's just I guess the way I've always treated myself. And but I've always tried to not project that to other people. Kind of how you said it might project onto other people. I'm the complete opposite to other people. I'm like, don't do this because you're hurting yourself. But on the contrary, I'm actually telling myself the opposite. So I'm hurting myself, but I'm like telling other people, don't do this because it's wrong. So it's kind of like me, myself, my own enemy.
Yeah, and I feel like honestly, a lot of people probably, do that to themselves because that's how I am too. And that's actually a tactic that I kind of like to keep in mind is if my little brother, like somebody that I care about, comes and tells me and like opens up to me in that type of way, how would I respond to them? How would I want to respond to them? And because I know I said, I can be hard on other people, but I feel like that in those moments, it comes from a buildup.
Yep.
It comes from a buildup whenever I am hard on someone else. It's not always. It's just, it's like a buildup, or it's like something that I might see in them. And I'm like, I get frustrated because I'm like, yo, like you're so much better than that.
It's like your cup's already full, and then it just has that one drop, and it's over, like spills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how you said too, like for me, I can relate to like the support system that Darian's given me. Like I am forever thankful for that because I feel like out of all the people that I know, I feel like he's the one that's seen like the rawest impact that it's had on me. And for the most part, I'm like you, like I try to put on like a facade, like, or, that everything's fine or it's not impacting me in a certain way. But you can only do that for so much.
Yeah, you can. 'Cause you get tired.
And your body, like you start feeling it, take a toll, whether it be, you're drained, you're stressed, you feel, like you don't feel like you have energy, you feel like it's a sucky feeling.
Yeah.
And it's almost like I get stuck because I'm so much in my head sometimes. It almost feels like I'm in autopilot. and it's like I'm not in control of like my feelings or like my emotions, you know, it gets to that point because like I beat myself up about some stuff that like I probably sometimes don't even have control of, you know? And it's hard to kind of get yourself out of that mentality of like how because what I do whenever I am like hard on myself like that, Cruz, I literally like even when I'm like already being hard on myself, I go to the extra level and like I kick myself while I'm down, you know. And I know you said like we're our hardest critic, and I say this when it comes to other things too, like baby steps, and it is. I feel like it takes you recognizing in that moment like your actions and how you're being towards yourself. Nice. And how do you fix it? Like, how do you redirect it? When I used to work at a daycare, and I was with like the 2-year-old age range, and we always like to use the word like positive redirection. Like if they're doing something to hurt another kid, or if they're doing something disruptive, or you know that could harm themselves or someone else, we like to do like positive redirection and maybe like guide them baby steps, you know, guide them into, you know, something else, like if they're fighting over a toy or like, you know, get their attention in another way and redirect them in a positive way, not just, you know, yell at them and get onto them for doing something that they probably don't even know that they're doing wrong, you know? And I feel like that's how we should treat each other.